According to Environmental Quality Act, sewage refers to a variety of different types of liquid waste or wastewater discharge that include human, animal, domestic, or perishable matter in a state of suspension or solution. For a population equivalent, it refers to the fixed population equivalent of a variable or transient population or other activity such as industrial or commercial activity contributing to sewage treatment system flow. The term of sewage treatment system refers to any facility planned and built to reduce the potential for sewage to create pollution. In this project, a sewage treatment plant (STP) had to be built in the current development area. All 5 members of the team are required to participate in this project. This Environmental Impact Assessment (EIA) report will refer to the project purpose design throughout the course of this report. In Malaysia, the purpose of the EIA method is to aid in the environmental planning of new development projects or the expansion of current development projects. Desa Ilmu Kota Samarahan, which is located in Sarawak, was selected to be the site of our project after careful consideration. Desa Ilmu in Kota Samarahan, formerly known as Muara Tuang. It is a town and the administrative center of the Samarahan district in Sarawak Samarahan division. Proposal to build a sewage treatment plant were made on the property that was unused. In 2010, the population of the town of Kota Samarahan was 12,724. Now, the population equivalent at Desa Ilmu Kota Samarahan is 17,398. Because of it is wide streets and several smaller park, playground, and waterways throughout, the township maintained a low density despite its rapid growth. Due to the fast growth and increase in population, economic opportunities, and the needs for residential, commercial, and industrial properties, the demand for these properties has gone up. In this project, the STP that we're using is Extended Aeration Sludge System. Domestic wastewater is frequently treated with the Extended Aeration System due to its easy to use and effectiveness.
In planning for new wastewater treatment plants, consideration must be given not only to the physical facilities required to produce a high-quality effluent, but also to opportunities to minimize operating costs associated with labor, energy, and byproduct stabilization and disposal. The project location was selected for the sewage treatment plant that is compatible and suitable for 7,398 PE from the entire development area. The project site is part of an ongoing mixed-use development that will eventually include residential, commercial, and public amenities.
The objective of the proposal project is to construct a new sewage treatment plant (STP) utilizing the highly developed Extended Aeration Activated Sludge System level. Due to Malaysia's temperate climate, the Extended Aeration Activated Sludge process is an appropriate treatment technique.
The project site is located near to Kampung Meranik, daerah Samarahan, Sarawak. It was proposed to be constructed on empty land and far from existing development area. The proposed project site is strategically located approximately 2 km from Taman Desa Ilmu. The existing route, which located close to the project site, are Jalan Meranik. Population equivalent are calculated for residential, commercial, kindergarten, mosque, church, and Petronas station. So the total population for Taman Desa Ilmu is 17,398. Here is the flow diagram of an extended aeration from preliminary, primary, and secondary treatment. Next is the mass balance for sewage treatment plant. It is important to check for the hydraulic retention time, volumetric loading, and recycle ratio before doing the calculation for quantity and volume of sludge wasted per day.
The proposed STP will be developed for residence and commercial development. The total PE for the proposed STP is 7,398 and will be constructed at the stranded land and near to river, which is Sungai Tuang. The proposed sewage treatment plant will be using the Extended Aeration Activated Sludge (EAAS) system, and the process is very similar to conventional activated sludge process. Here is the summary of the process description. At screen chamber, all rags, wood, and debris will be filtered from the influent to prevent them to flow into the plant to protect the equipment. Then, grit and grease chamber are purposely to separate grit and grease or discrete particles that have subsiding velocities or specific gravities that are significantly higher than those of organic solids. Moving on to agnostic tank. Agnostic tanks are intended to remove nitrate from the treated discharge through denitrification. Aeration tank is where the sewage is oxidized when oxygen is added to the tank by fine bubble diffusers. Large concentration of microorganisms can be found in the effluent from biological activities. The combined liquid organism and solid can settle using secondary clarifiers that are provided after the biological system. Slush thickener tank are used for the thickening process where it raises the slush solid concentration by removing some of the liquid component. Lastly, slush dewatering process is to reduce the water content of the treated or thickened slush produced by the slush holding and slush thickening process by performing slush dewatering.
I am Nakira. We discover existing environment. The site that we choose is near Kampung Meranik, Kota Semarahan. The environment there is surrounded with plant and there is nearby the river which is Sungai Tuang for the sewer effluent to be discharged. Taman Desa Ilmu are the nearest existing development of commercial and residential area located at northern region of the project site. Next, I will discuss about water quality and ambient of air. It is important to figure out level of pollution and cleanness of the water. It is measured using the Water Quality Index (WQI) to know the class of the river. Generally, throughout the river, the standard of water under National Water Quality Standard for Malaysia is classified as Class 2. For ambient air, it is to determine the existing quality of the air, evaluation of effectiveness of control program, and to identify areas in the need restoration and their prioritization. The quality of existing air quality will include in baseline level of pollutant listed in Malaysia Ambient Air Quality Standard (MAAQS). Next, I will explain about odor and noise level. Odorous compound generated by the sewage treatment process consists primarily of hydrogen sulfate (H2S). At high concentration, H2S can make workers tired, give them headache, irritate their eyes, and cause other problems. For noise level existing environment is also significant to be collected during the baseline data study. There are recommended permissible sound level by receiving land use for new development. Lastly, I will discuss about economic activities and infrastructure and utilities. The economic status of project site determined through the site observation. To sum it up, the household attitude toward this project will ensure information for policymakers it improve the treatment plant efficiency. The proposed development will require the provision of utility service to meet the requirements of both its residential and commercial areas. This project will equip with the necessary infrastructure including roads, drainage system, water pipeline, power reticulation, and telecommunication networks, so the essential utilities may be supplied to the site. I will discuss about environmental impact. In order to conduct the assessment of environmental impact of the project, each component of the project must be first analyzed in respect to the environmental characteristic of the project region. For soil aeration and sedimentation, soil aeration is expected throughout the STP construction phase. Soil aeration and sedimentation at construction sites generate water quality and sanitation issues in receiving water bodies and river system. For water quality during the project's building phase, proper mitigation measures must be taken to reduce and mitigate its effect. Next, I will discuss about ambient air quality and odor. Site preparation and construction and non-routine event might be alter air quality. Due to improved air quality, machine and vehicle emissions have been decreased. For gases and exhaust emissions, during the construction, emission from the site machinery equipment may temporarily lower air quality. For noise, vehicles and machinery can increase construction noise. When running, this machine make noise during the day. For traffic impact, the project construction and completion will boost nearby car traffic. Construction vehicles may cause brief disruption. For biomass waste, the site has been cleaned and platform prepared for STP construction. Thus, no biomass is expected. For construction waste is mostly inorganic. Excess steel, roads, plastic, and concrete are example. Those items cannot be reused and must be disposed of off-site or buried on the project site.
Mitigation measures are methods for preventing, reducing, or controlling a project negative environmental consequences. And they include restitution for any environmental damage produced by those effects by replacement, restoration, or reimbursement, or any other means. In the pre-construction phase, for the discipline of soil corrosion, the environmental impact that it will give is soil erosion and sedimentation. Measures that should be taken for this impact is avoid conducting soil investigation and site survey during rainy or wet season. In construction phase, the discipline of soil corrosion, the environmental impact that it will give is soil erosion and sedimentation. Measures that should be taken includes carrying out the earthwork in phases, turfing the background immediately. Secondly is the water pollution. The impact that it will give is the deterioration in water quality. The measures that should be taken include construction of check dam, seal trap, or sediment basin, and providing proper toilet facilities for construction worker in compliance with the National Water Services. For odor and air disciplines, the impact that it will give is dust emission and worsening of air quality. In order to combat this, what we should do is canvas can be used to cover vehicle hauling soil or other goods. Other than that, organize and cover construction raw material, including sand, gravel, and cement, in a safe and orderly manner. The third discipline is noise pollution. And thirdly, to avoid noise pollution, building activity should be limited to certain hours, which can be cut down to working hours. For operation and maintenance of the sewage treatment plant, it will give air and odor pollution. The impact that it will give is toxic gas contamination and fire hazard, and also odor generation. The measures that should be taken is create a set of standard operating procedure for the team, and secondly, plant layout and buffer zone should be taken into account, and trees are being planted all around the STP sites. To minimize unpleasant odors, all gaps in the machine and equipment must be completely covered, and to ensure that a huge amount of sludge are not held for an extended length of time in the STP. Operating STP also gives out noise pollution coming from the operating equipment and machine. So the measures that should be taken is equipment and machinery should be serviced and maintained on a regular basis, and installation of a high wall fence to serve as a buffer around the STP. And lastly is the water pollution. Water pollution will deteriorate water and groundwater quality. The measure that should be taken is maintain and improve the STP functioning by conducting frequent effluent testing as per regulatory requirement. And for wastage, the impact that it will give is domestic and solid waste generation. So the measures that should be taken is provision of recycling space to facilitate the recovery of recyclable household trash component, and discharge of rubbish into rivers should be strictly prohibited. The location chosen for the STP is for the Taman Desa Ilmu Kota Samarahan. The STP, however, is located near Kampung Merane, where the location is empty and far from existing development. The population equivalent adds up to 17,398. So an STP to provide for roughly 20,000 PE is needed. Extended aeration activated sludge EAAS is chosen as it is similar to the conventional activated sludge process. At the location chosen, it is near River Tuam. However, it is not very favorable as it is in the upstream, and the discharge water may cause pollution toward the development area, which is Kota Samarahan.